Shalom, 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 and here we are again on another Tuesday afternoon, and thank you for being with me as I want to share a little story with you that it's what happened to me, and I maybe was just caught off guard a little bit because I have been part of a daily prayer in my life for more than 50 years, and regular Shabbat prayer for all of that time, if not more. And somewhere along the line, I'm sure I learned, but didn't think much about it, that on Shabbat, we add 7 Psalms to our Shabbat morning service. Now, they come early in the morning. They come nearly when there's hardly anyone there. But I began to look at these 7 Psalms that are added to the service, and I saw a layer of the onion that I hadn't noticed before. My teacher, Rabbi Neil Gilman, who was a teacher of philosophy and Jewish theology when I was in rabbinical school, may his memory be a blessing, used to teach us that our tradition is like an onion. Every time we peel away a layer, we find another layer in there for us. And as I realized that these 7 Psalms are there on Shabbat and are added to our Siddur, I began to look at them and peel away the layers. And let me tell you, even though I had been saying these words for year after year, week after week, I discovered a new layer I hadn't noticed. These 7 Psalms were there and were picked out for a particular reason. Now, we're not going to have time to go into, in our little 7-minute moment, into all 7 of these Psalms and what they add, but let me just tell you, and we're just going to take a look at 2 of them. What they are meant to communicate to us is that there is a rhythm of the week and a kind of precious consciousness of time that we must develop. This whole idea of Shabbat, of taking one day of the week and setting aside, is underscored in these Psalms by saying time is precious. Use it wisely. The first one of these added Psalms is Psalm 92, and Psalm 19, I'm sorry. Psalm 19 is the first one. And I'm not going to go into the whole Psalm, but in the 3rd verse of Psalm 19, we read the following. Yom liyom yabi amar, v'layla yachaveh da'at. Day after day, we speak, and night after night, knowledge is revealed. Now that is a beautiful line. And if this psalm were included just to remind us that our days are spent talking and our nights are spent processing in our own minds the things that are said, That would be a wonderful revelation. But Psalm 19 also contains, as almost all of these added 7 Psalms do, 7 elements, 7 things to remind us. And the 7 things in Psalm 19 are Pikudei Adonai Yesharim, Misam Chelev, Mitzvah Adonai Bara, Meirat Einayim. And it translates like this: the principles, God's principles, are straight and narrow or right, and they bring happiness to the heart. The mitzvot, the laws and the actions that we do are clear, enlightening, bringing light into our eyes. Yirat Adonai, the awesomeness of understanding that there is something beyond us, something greater in our lives. It's pure, tahorah, it's pure. Omedet la'ad, standing forever. This purity is part of the of everlasting time. Mishpatei Adonai emet. The ordinances, the laws, well, they have within them a kind of truth, a truth of righteousness. Siko yachdav, a singular righteousness. If we add all of these things that I just read together, they add up to 7, because it starts with the Torah, the law of the Torah, Adonai Tamima Meshivat Nefesh Edut Adonai Ne'emana Machkimat Peti. The law is perfect and restores the soul. And these tablets, this testimony, is true, bringing us wisdom. Now, each of these verses, taken on their own, we might not notice them, but they're put here because there are 7 things that we're meant to notice. And each one of the 7 Psalms has 7 things. And each one of the Psalms has some mention of time passing. My favorite is in the third in this series of Psalms, Limnot Yameinu, teach us to number our days, so that we may obtain a heart of wisdom. So, these added Psalms are meant to remind us that we have multiple blessings in our lives. That this number of 7 is just a multiplier of all the good things that we have. And that each of these little readings added to our Saturday morning service wants to remind us, make good use of time, value time, count the days, know that time passes quickly, and make the most of it. We'll conclude, as we always do, with the Kaddish prayer, Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabam, B'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabam b'varach le'olam le'amei amaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kudishah barichu, v'yela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chayim oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May he who makes peace abroad bring peace to us, to this entire world. And let us say, Amen Thank you, everybody.